Welcome to this orientation video we made just for educators and leaders. My name is Diana Zegers, and on behalf of all of us at Big Green, we are glad you are with us. I would like to take a few moments to highlight some resources we hope you will be able to use with your students, whether in person or virtually this year. All of our resources for educators can be found on biggreen.org under the Educator Resources tab. Our resources are free and open source. Let's get started. Once you are at the biggreen.org page, notice the Educator Resources tab. We have made some changes that we hope will make it easier for you to find what you need. Let's start with curriculum. Once selecting the curriculum tab, you'll navigate to the curriculum landing page, where you'll be able to find Ready, Set, Grow, our K-8 curriculum, and Real Food Lab, our 9-12 curriculum. There's also a link for additional garden-based activities that you can access if you're just looking for something to do in the garden for 1 or 2 sessions without implementing a full curriculum series. Once you click on the curriculum that you are interested in, you'll be directed to a very brief survey. This will help us learn a little bit more about you, how you'll be using the curriculum, and ensure that we are available to support you. It's a pretty simple form, about 8 questions. And once you complete this form, you'll be directed to the curriculum page. Once you have completed the form, you'll receive an email from Big Green giving you the direct links to the curricula that you have selected. We also recommend that you bookmark the curriculum pages so that you don't have to complete the form a second time. Once you reach the curriculum landing page, you'll note that there are additional resources available in the event that you are teaching students remotely. We do have a Google Classroom created for Ready, Set, Grow in the 3, 5, and 6, 8 grade bands, as well as a support course for you if you want to learn a variety of different ways to best implement Ready, Set, Grow at your site. Once you're on the page, select the grade band that you're interested in teaching. I'll select grades 3, 5. And when you get to the 3-5 page, you'll notice that the curriculum is broken into both lessons as well as the full series. So here, if you want to download and or print the full series of Ready, Set, Grow for 3-5 students, you can go ahead and select that. It also allows you to separately print the Garden Journal, which is the student workbook, and the Garden Times, which is the student tech series. But this is also another way for you to use this resource would be if you're just looking for one particular activity that's associated with a series. So let's say it's Seeds We Eat and you are really interested in the science lab for that series. You could go to that individual lesson and utilize that with your students directly. I mentioned that Big Green has prepared virtual resources. We know that some of you may be teaching remotely this year or wanting to use a learning management system to support in-person instruction. If you go to the Virtual Learning tab at biggreen.org, you'll be directed to another type form. Again, this is to help us best understand where our courses are being used and support the educators who are using them. Once you complete the course, you will be contacted by a member of our education team who will set you up with our materials. After you've completed the form, a representative from our education team will be in touch with you via email. The purpose is to facilitate adding you as a teacher to one of our master courses. How this will work is that you will be able to get access as a teacher to a fully completed course. This example is for our middle school 6-8 Ready, Set, Grow grade band. If you haven't used Google Classroom before, this also provides a great opportunity for us to work together to ensure that you can access and appropriately clone the class for use with your students. This is what a Google Classroom looks like. So as you can see, this particular set is all built out to include a variety of activities for students to engage in that can be done self-paced, or it can be done with the support of their teacher. What will happen is that you as the teacher will be granted access as a teacher. So I will add you with the email address that you give me, It is possible that some organizations or districts may have a firewall for you to be able to use a district or organization email to access the Google Classroom. And in that case, we ask that you use a personal email account so that you can fully access the materials. But once in, you have full access and can download or use any of the materials that you would like with your students. It's very easy for you to clone a class. So once you've been added as a teacher, you will have a tile that will show you as a teacher in the master course. What we ask is that before you make any edits or add students, you go to the 3-dot bar on the master course and create a copy. Once you've created the copy, then you will be the only teacher on that course, and from there you can make adjustments to the course and add your own students directly. The Big Green Master Course is only intended for use by adults. While we know it is most ideal for a teacher to be able to directly clone a Google Classroom course and use immediately with students, that may not be possible due to a district firewall, or perhaps your district uses a different learning management system. To support teachers in that situation, will also make available to you the actual module resources that were used to construct the courses, which hopefully will save you a lot of time and effort. This is an example of the resources that are curated for our 3-5 Ready, Set, Grow Gradeband Google Classroom. And if you select a module, you will see that all of the resources that we used, including Google Classroom, Google Doc versions of the Garden Journal, as well as PDFs of the Garden Times, a variety of embedded quizzes, and other resources in the course will be found here. Each module will also have the actual text that was used to build up the courses. So for example, in Module 2, you have the first lesson, Seeds We Eat, which began in the classroom with a question. So you have the text for the question plus the resources that we used to support the learners navigating the course. We hope with these supports, you will find it easy to build your own course if that's required in your district. Another resource that we would like to highlight is our Professional Development tab on biggreen.org. Our regional teams love to work with our teachers directly, whether that's in workshops or with students at your site. But sometimes it's not possible or convenient to be able to attend an in-person learning session, and so we have built out professional learning on our PD page and will continue to build resources here for teachers to use throughout the fall and spring. These are very easy for you to self-enroll in. There are 3 available in the fall, and you'll want to check back as we add more. There is a course available for those of you teaching Ready, Set, Grow that will help you to best implement the course. The duration is 4 hours, and it will support you to have time embedded to look through the materials before re-entering the course. We also offer Big Green's Food Literacy course, which is a robust set of modules guiding your understanding of food literacy in such a way that you can best teach it to your students. This is a robust course that takes between 10 and 15 hours to complete, but once completed, you'll be equipped with many, many resources that you can use directly with students and in your own life. We know that not everybody has time to devote to the full course, and so we will be releasing various modules throughout the school year. The first one is called Our Food System. It takes approximately 3 hours to complete. Once you complete any of our courses, the course system will generate a certificate of completion for you to use to support professional development hours in your district. Registration is easy. Simply select the course, and you will be directed to the page for the course that you have selected, and you can just select Join the Course. Alternatively, if you already have a Google Classroom account, you can join using the course code that is included on the page. We look forward to learning with you this fall. When you select other activities and lessons, you'll be directed to a wonderful resource for families and educators. There is a section available called Bite-Size Lessons and Activities for Educators. These are very useful if you don't have a lot of time to devote to full curriculum, or you have a day or two where you're looking for a specific activity that's related to food literacy, or teaching in your garden. These weekly lessons are standards aligned, and so you can identify that when you click on each individual lesson. You'll see learning targets and essential questions, along with a variety of embedded resources that will help you to be able to facilitate learning with your students either in person or virtually. On this same site, you'll notice an entire section devoted to families. Many of our educators have told us that these activities have served them well in the classroom, and also a number of things that they have shared with their families, particularly while learning remotely. You can see that these activities and lessons can be sorted by topic, including demos for cooking, art projects, outdoor and indoor activities that students can do, whether they're learning with you at school or learning remotely. Finally, there are some resources that educators will find tremendously valuable this fall and spring as students are returning safely to school. Under the garden skills and maintenance area, there are a lot of resources for you to think through how you might grow, plant, or support learning in your garden. In particular, we want you to be aware of the safety section, where we have built out a number of resources, including videos, safety guides, and spacing recommendations for teaching in your learning garden. In addition to that, we have a video library that many educators have come to rely on, which support both teachers and learners in the process of planting, growing, preparing, and eating wonderful fresh fruits and vegetables, and also our resource database that is searchable. We call this the greenhouse, and if you visit this, you will have access to not only wonderful resources from Big Green, but excellent tools that have been created by other organizations within the field. You can search by subject, you can search by grade level, and you can even check out some of our most popular collections. We hope you've enjoyed this orientation to our resources to support our educators. We wish you all the best in this school year. Want to stay connected to Big Green, our garden team, and other educators? Join us on Facebook at Big Green Educators Group, where you'll be able to see wonderful things that are happening across the nation from our inspiring educators and garden teams. We'll see you there.